The mansion stood silent that morning, its golden gates hiding the pain that echoed inside. David Monroe, a billionaire known for his empire, sat by the window of his study, staring blankly at 3 small hospital beds placed in his once bright living room. His triplets, Liam, Lily, and Leo, had been born with a rare disease that even the world's best doctors couldn't cure. They had been given only 1 week to live. The sound of medical machines filled the air, each beep a reminder that time was slipping away. The house, once filled with laughter, had become a place of quiet despair. David had money, fame, power, everything except the one thing he truly needed, hope. When the doctors finally left, he called for yet another nurse, another specialist, but none stayed. Until one day, a young woman named Emma Grace knocked on his door. She was gentle, her eyes filled with a calm strength that seemed almost unreal. "I heard about your children," she said softly. "I'm not a doctor, but I believe I can help." David frowned. "You don't understand," he replied, his voice breaking. "They have a week, maybe less. Money can't save them." But something about Emma's presence made him pause. She wasn't there for wealth, she was there because she cared. That night, Emma moved into the mansion as the children's nanny. She spent hours beside them, whispering stories of stars and angels, feeding them tiny spoons of soup she made herself. But her methods were different. She didn't focus on medicines or machines, she focused on warmth, love, and laughter. She played gentle music in the room, filled it with light and the scent of flowers, and taught the triplets how to dream again. Slowly, their pale faces began to glow with a hint of color. Lily smiled for the first time in months. Liam laughed when Emma made a silly face. Even little Leo, who had stopped talking, whispered "thank you" in her ear one night. David watched silently from the doorway, confused yet amazed. For the first time in months, he saw his children acting like children again. He couldn't understand how it was happening, but he didn't want to question it. Emma told him, sometimes healing doesn't come from medicine, but from love that never gives up. Her words hit him harder than any doctor's report. As days passed, Emma worked tirelessly, singing, cooking, praying, and staying up through the nights. She refused to give up even when the doctors warned her it was useless. By the 6th day, something miraculous happened. The doctors returned for one final checkup, expecting to declare the end. But when they examined the children, their faces turned pale with shock. The test results showed improvement, cells regenerating, immune system strengthening, organs functioning again. "This is impossible," one doctor whispered. David's heart raced as he looked at Emma, tears welling in his eyes. "What did you do?" he asked. She smiled gently and said, "I gave them something no medicine could, faith." But the miracle came at a cost. That night, Emma collapsed in her room, her body weak from exhaustion. David found her and rushed her to the hospital, but she refused treatment. "They needed my strength more than I did," she said faintly. "Now they'll live." With tears streaming down his face, David held her hand as she whispered, "Promise me you'll tell them to love, no matter what happens." Then, with a peaceful smile, she closed her eyes forever. A week later, the triplets woke up fully healed. The doctors called it the miracle of the century. David stood by their bedside, whispering Emma's name, thanking her for giving him back his children. In honor of her, he built a foundation named Grace of Hope, helping other children around the world who were told they had no chance. Every year on the same day, the triplets placed a single white rose where Emma was buried, whispering, "Thank you, Nanny Emma." And so, the story of a billionaire who thought nothing could save his children became a story of love that defeated even death. Because sometimes, the greatest miracles are born not from science, but from selfless hearts.